Hello, Disney friends. It is Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is Mr. Gatley, Greg, the blue hair blogger himself from Fantasyland News. Greg, what is going on this week? December the 18th, 2024. 1 week to Christmas. We'll talk about that later. What's going on this week?
Happy holidays. Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Ahoy, hoy, Sam. We got Gingerbread House. Mickey and Minnie Gingerbread House has finally come to gingerbread display stores around Disney World. We got a whole list of attraction closures, including a new one that just dropped today. Let's see. I got to see Barn Santa over in the Norway Pavilion in EPCOT. We stopped over at
He's a
Club
mischievous little elf, isn't he?
He certainly is, that little guy. We went over to Disney Springs. We got some 2025 merchandise that's in store. Vera Wang ears. Let's see what else we got. My God, that is a big crane that Disney is compensating for over at the Magic Kingdom. We have Mufasa. Oh, and of course, 12 Days of Christmas has come to Epcot. We're going to go all through that, and we got so much more. Sam, take it away.
That's a hidden scavenger hunt at Epcot? Are you kidding me? We're absolutely going to talk about that. And Greg, I got some new music. We'll see how this one goes. And we're back. That wasn't bad there. We're trying something new, Greg. We'll see how this one works.
That was a lot more upbeat than last week, man. I enjoyed that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I saw you sort of dancing around there in the background. Yeah. That's for sure. So, dude, this week at Walt Disney World, December the 18th, 2024, the Gingerbread House popcorn buckets have made it to Walt Disney World. If you can find them.
Sam, before we talk about that, I have one thing I want to bring up. Dude. You got notes, and then I literally, this just came out.
Okay.
Did you receive your D23 holiday Christmas card email from Bob Iger?
Dude, I thought only I got that.
Was it addressed to your name?
I don't recall. Or was it addressed to D23 fan? I did see it and I did read it, and I thought,
mine was greetings, Haley. I don't have a Haley here in my accounts. So I found out, Sam, and hopefully D23 is going to fix that. Right at the top of the bar, you can change the name to have it say anything you want it to. Anything. So Bob Iger could be saying, hey, dear passholes. So of course, for the last half an hour, Sam, I have been doing nothing but adding, I'm a petulant child.
Yes, you are.
You can do it if you are a parent and you're not like me who has to do the adult thing. You can make it say Dear Olaf or Dear Rapunzel or
Yeah.
Dear Maleficent. I think it's great.
It is great. That's awesome. I didn't look at it that closely. I just looked at it closely enough to see that it was from Bob. And he said, remember we loved seeing you at the expo. That was awesome. Or at the Ultimate Fan event. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I made it say some dirty things.
I'm sure that you did. Let's move on to popcorn buckets over at the
popcorn bucket.
This is the bucket that you and I talked about a few weeks ago. That was at Disneyland. It is the gingerbread house popcorn bucket that has a gingerbread Mickey and Minnie that pop on and off of it. Little plastic things that are kind of the accessories to this. It was only Disneyland, then boom, it showed up at Walt Disney World. And this is not in the parks. This is at the resorts. Is that right?
Yeah, so it was only for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. They brought it in December for just the party. And of course, the party was sold out. So people were scrambling for this. This thing went viral. People are going nuts for this. And then we found out the other day that they showing up at the gingerbread house displays at Beach Club, Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary. And of course, they sold out rather quick, but Disney is getting more and more in, and they still have them at the party. But technically, we should not call them popcorn buckets because they are sold with gingerbread cookie and peppermint bark, not popcorn at the gingerbread house displays.
See, I thought, well, and this makes sense to me because there's no popcorn machine in those resorts that can pull it off like they do inside, because that would be cool to have like a peppermint dusted popcorn thing would be really cool inside here. So this is come on with peppermint bark. So a little bag of bark inside the house. You're buying the house with the bark.
And the gingerbread cookie. And it depends. They may sell something other than peppermint bark at different places, but yeah, $42.50 or something like that at the resorts. And they are still for sale technically. If you can find one, congratulations. If you can't find one, you got to keep checking back and hopefully it's there. But yeah, I mean, Grand Floridian has been packed the last few days. In fact, Disney World has been more crowded than I've ever seen it during the holidays, leading up to the holidays. So people are buying these in droves and people love this thing.
Yeah, and it being crowded, I don't like hearing that. As you're aware, I am going to be coming down between Christmas and New Year's, not for Christmas. But I'll be there between, and yeah, I really don't want to hear how crowded it's going to be. But Greg, I think I might be investing in a multi-pass lightning lane just because of the crowds.
Well, I think that's probably smart of you to do, especially because you're here with your family. Now, when it's just you and I, we kind of just zoom in and out of stuff and do whatever we do.
And with the whole family, have long lines. But being with my family and being that it is going to be overly crowded, I can buy that 7 days before. I am staying at a Disney resort with my DVC points, so I will probably be buying that for more than 1 day while we're there, and just to get myself at least 3 things, right?
Yeah, and one of these is going to be the peppermint popcorn. I mean, peppermint bark. Vlad, you confused me by saying peppermint popcorn, but he has had peppermint popcorn and was a lot.
Vlad's out there. I missed it. I don't have a comment shown. See that? That's awesome. He really wants that bucket. We all really want that bucket. Are you kidding me? Yeah. All right. Let's move on past the bucket because there are some refurbishments that we knew Big Thunder was going to be going down for a year, but there were a couple other smaller refurbishments that you ran into. One of them dropped today, but tell me a little bit about what's not going to be available at Walt Disney World in January, and some of it for an extended period of time.
So let's go off of, we obviously know January 6th is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad over at Magic Kingdom is going down for over a year. It says it'll be back sometime in 2026. That's a massive attraction to go down and sucks people in. Also over at Magic Kingdom, we found out the other day that Astro Orbiter is going down for an extended refurbishment starting January 13th, and that is running until summer of 2025. Also, over at the Magic Kingdom, we found out today that, of course, there's a new old president back, and so they're going to be putting him back in the front. So presidential changeover at the Hall of Presidents, that goes down in January also. And we don't know how long this one's going to take because we don't know if they're adding a new animatronic or moving an animatronic back or whatever. Anyway, and then at EPCOT,
I want to stop you there for a second because Hall of Presidents traditionally, if there was a change in president, it would go down when that newest president was inaugurated. And the way that Disney had done it traditionally, Greg, it would open for the 4th of July with a really big fancy opening. And hey, welcome our new president. It's the 4th of July. So if we're going back to the way things used to be, you could expect the Hall of Presidents to come back online at the end of June, the beginning of July. We'll see what happens.
And I found this interesting. They've actually only been updating this attraction since 1993.
That's right.
So they started updating it in 93 with Clinton and then Bush and then Obama and so on and so forth.
Yeah. That's well, they had the presidents in there, but they didn't have. Only recently they started the where the current president would have some audio, and I think they started that.
Yeah.
With, I forget exactly where, but there is some history there, and I have dug through that before. It's just not top of mind, but Hall of Presidents is cool. I as things are changing there, who knows what happens, but that's Walt's vision, Hall of Presidents.
There you go. It's not Mr. Lincoln and it's not Walt the Dreamer. So
that's someplace different, and I do want to go there too. That's a different story.
Over at EPCOT, Grand Fiesta Tour is going down. Listen, people were really speculating that this is going to be refurbished into Coco and all this other stuff.
Yes.
This is not being refurbished that way. It is just being cleaned up. It is only going to be down for 6 weeks. So it's going to reopen in March 13th.
That's quick. Let's put some fresh paint on things. Let's scrub the boats. Let's drain the water and
put in some fresh water and let's go.
Yeah, well, let's change up all the filters under the water, right?
Pick up all the pennies and the hair ties.
Exactly.
Just pennies and hair ties. I'm sorry.
Right, so there's a couple of things happening at Walt Disney World. Look, we also know that the Astro Orbiter, you just found out about that today. I saw your Instagram post, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, that was from 2, 3, 4 days ago.
Rory would come back if they made it the Muppets somehow, but that's a whole nother story. I see the comments.
We want the Muppets back in that area.
Put the Muppets in Mexico. There was some. Wait a minute. What's that one? A clown dude? Never mind. We're not going to go there. Let's move on to Test Track, because we talked a little bit about this last week.
Right.
We brought back some new images of what's happening. The new facade, the new front entry that you can see over the construction walls.
Yeah.
And I wanted to compare that to one of the concept arts, because the concept art, you can kind of see what they're building, that round entranceway. There's going to be some lighting underneath it, and it looks like there is a standby entrance right next to the single rider and the lightning lane. And there is a smaller marquee in the front in the center.
Yeah, the actual marquee of the whole attraction is, and you can see that that is where the old one was. They kind of just, they already have the electrical conduit run. Everything's there. So they're just kind of replacing that. But yeah, you can see from their concept art, it is almost perfectly true to fashion with the rounded front and stuff. And you know what? I really like this. That giant blue canopy that was up it looked like a concert was going on.
It did. It looked like something you'd set up for a temporary stage. You're right.
Yeah. So Test Track is look, we can't see inside. Normally we can see what they're doing to the attraction from somewhere or get a vantage point. This one, we're not going to be able to see how far along they are, but it's nice to know that they are building now instead of the demolishing phase. So we are now back to the building phase of Test Track, and it's coming summer 2025. It's supposed to be open. So they probably are further along than we know.
I'm sure that they are. Look, Test Track, they're not changing the track. We know that. And that's the only thing that's outside. Otherwise, the half of this thing is backstage. They can be taking things in through the day and we would never know it because you're not going to see it.
Other than the giant hole in the wall that we can see once in a while.
Yeah. Get it there.
But you got to be across the park to see it and know what you're looking at. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Epcot, holidays around the world. You posted some new content, I noticed. One was the Dixon Holiday Carols, which is the Voices of Liberty over at the American Adventure. Wonderful. Gotta love those guys.
Those guys were brilliant. They did a few holiday medleys. It was great. They did a Hanukkah medley in the middle of this. So they were hitting every holiday that they could do. And then, of course, your normal Christmas carols and stuff. They play for about.
I love it when they do dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. By the way, I think they're so awesome as a choir singing that. It's really
good. They did that, and they did a few other songs. I mean, it's 13 to 15 minutes long. It doesn't take very long. The place is beautiful inside the dome in there. It sounds phenomenal. So
It does. It's so
uh,
much better than during COVID.
11:15, by the way, they're starting early. 11:15 a.m. is their first showing.
Okay, that is early because it's only 15 minutes after World Showcase opens.
Right.
Yeah, that is really early considering. That is inside of that is so much better than during COVID. They were in the American Gardens Theater and they were spread out, and this is so much better
Which,
than that.
by the way, is that going down also? No, that's not going down. Yeah. I thought all of a sudden I was like, wait, is that going down too?
That should not
There's
be.
a lot going down.
There is. Let's talk about Norway for a minute because you and I have talked about this. This is a must-do for me every festival of holidays because I think it is so funny. I like to sit back and watch the audience as they start to get in on the gag that's happening during this. And it takes a minute the first time you see it to be like, oh, I understand. This is funny. And it is really good. And I love it when the kids get involved. It's a mischievous little elf.
Yeah, he's mischievous barn Santa. So I have to admit, I kind of have overlooked this. And Holly, my beautiful wife and the owner of Fantasyland News, was like, hey, I want you to go over and film this. I don't have a chance to go get it. So I went over and watched it. And the Sigrid or whatever her name is, her jokes are phenomenal. And she's got like EPCOT jokes in there that you're like, oh, that's funny. And then she does bring in like the Frozen jokes and mischievous
timing is spectacular.
It's a great show. Like it's another one that's only like 11 to 15 minutes long. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it's a great show to see. All around the world showcase. Everyone you can see, you got to see. And I fell in love with Barn Santa.
Barn Santa is great. I think the way that they're timed, and they're all in that 10 to 12 minute range, as you mentioned, and they're all set up so that you can catch multiples through the day just while you're walking around. You can get to Norway, and after that show's done, sort of strolling towards China, and that show's starting, and then strolling back towards Germany, and that show's starting. Although we haven't talked about that one because it's not Olga anymore. There is indeed a band back there again. Same one as last year.
And one of the nice things about doing this, two things. So you can go watch both of those on my YouTube channel, which hopefully you're watching this on, or so both of them, both of those videos are up. And then the other thing is while you're going around World Showcase and stopping, you can stop and see the characters in their holiday best. So Snow White's dressed up, with a Belle, Aurora, and Alice. So all the characters are dressed up in their finest.
Love that. And you have this year's version. I have quite a few of the, probably going back 10 years of versions of the Holiday Carolers. And I don't remember what the Holiday Santa was before. Back to when this was Holidays Around the World, which predated the festivals, right? So we're talking before the Festival of the Arts. This was Holidays Around the World with the Flower and Garden and the Food and Wine. And then they made them all festival seasons because that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a festival 24/7 at EPCOT.
It is. You know what else is a festival at EPCOT too, Greg? And something that you can do at no additional cost?
What's that, Sam?
Club Cool, my friend. And you were in there recently and found some new things happening inside of Club Cool.
Yeah, this is just a simple update, and it makes sense, kind of. So the cups have changed over to plastic clear cups, so you can see what you're drinking now instead of the paper. You felt like you were at the dentist office, like here's a swig of water and then spit.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly
these cups you can see now. I don't know about you, Sam. Everybody's like, oh, you got to do the Beverly challenge. You got to have the Beverly. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Other ones. What I have found, Sam, and what most people do not do, and I'm trying to get more people to do it, is mixing them together.
You did point that out to me last time you and I were there. Yes.
The apple one from Korea or the watermelon one from Philippines work great with the Russian Sprite. So you do half Sprite, half watermelon, half Sprite, half apple. Man, those things are amazing when you mix them individually. Really Beverly, you still can't mix in with anything.
No, I mean, Beverly's an acquired taste. I mean, some people like it. I don't. I
don't think people really like it. I think people are lying to themselves. Like, I'm going to be different and like Beverly. No, you don't. No one likes Beverly.
Some of these I think are good. Some are just overly sweet. Some of them are just
Yeah.
tastes that now.
Lots of sugar.
It's cool. And by the way, this Club Cool, of course, relocated in the reimagining of EPCOT. It's now right next to Creation Shop, kind of tucked in the corner. It's in a great location. This has always been a great place. I love the new location versus the old one, Greg. The one thing I remember about walking into the old one when it was in the middle of the Fountain of Nations was how sticky the floor always was. I mean, it was constantly sticky. That doesn't seem to be the case in the new location.
No, Disney has done a great job on maintenance and cleaning up after people. And I don't know if they have somebody on staff 24/7, but I've seen cast members with brooms and mops cleaning up after people right away. So they're on top of it. Those cast members are great.
They are. And this might also be some different flooring. I don't know, but it's definitely not
the non-sticky
like
kind.
It's also, it's a great spot.
And by the way, if we figure out what type of flooring it is, can I have it in my own household?
That's a great question. I'm going to look next time I'm in there.
Yeah.
And don't forget, of course, World of Coke at Disney Springs, where there's even more Cokes upstairs at that bar where you can get all kind of flavors of Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Club Cool, though. You want to go to Club Cool?
Yes. Club Cool's included. Go there. Speaking of Disney Springs, good segue.
Yeah, absolutely.
You spent some time there. I did the Christmas tree stroll. There's a whole bunch of pictures over at Sam's Disney Diary, and I walked through it, and I didn't get to do it at night, and it's so much cooler at night. So I'm looking at your image here of I forget what they called that tree on the left, but that is sort of a tree of aluminum balls, and it just looks so cool at night.
I love that name. That's what we're calling it, the tree of aluminum balls.
I had a map. It's not near me. The only map I have close to me is the Storybook Surface Smellephants, but that just happens to be all I got.
Does not help in this circumstance.
It does not help. Although, how about a Scentsy sponsoring the Christmas tree stroll? Come on, dude.
Yeah, maybe. I would have to mull that over for a second. I like the Magic Bands doing it. I think they need more Magic Band interaction, and they are slowly adding it to it.
I do not. You're not wrong. That's for sure. All right, let's move on, Disney Springs, because my friend, the 2025 merchandise is out, and I don't think there's anything cooler than finding the New Year's merchandise.
This is available everywhere. So if you're at Disney Springs, if you're at Magic Kingdom, it is in the Emporium. If you're at EPCOT, Creation Shop, Trader's Outpost, it's at every park, every store. 2025 merch. It is everything, Sam. It is exactly what it is. The pens, it's the magnets, it's the keychains, it's the bubble wands, it's the ornaments, it's the shirts, it's the backpack. It's endless. It is the Disney merch of 2025. And it's great. Like most of it shows like Mickey doing a Mario Brothers power jump into a question block.
Yeah, I like the Fab Five there. I like that the ornament that we're looking at is just Mickey and Minnie, or the it looks like the magnet with Mickey.
Those light up, by the way.
Through they light up.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They light up. most of this stuff lights up except for and they even have a set of ears that lights up. So
cool. And one of the things I like to do, and I think we talked about it last year, but it hasn't happened that much. Two things I want to talk about this yearly merchandise. One, I love that window where you can get the 2024 ornament next to the 2025 ornament and take an image of both of them at the same time. That's cool. And I used to do it every year because that would be the, goodbye 2024, hello 2025 in an Instagram post that's both of them. Last year, I couldn't do it because there was no 2023 anywhere as soon as the 24 merch dropped. It was gone.
Oh, there is a plethora of 2024 merch right next to the 2025 merch.
So what I need you to do, Greg, is take that picture, the two of them next to each other.
If I'm at Springs and that happens, yeah. If not, I'm blocked out of the park starting today.
Oh, all right. Then the other thing I want to talk about is...
I'm going to have withdrawal symptoms about 10 hours from now.
Yeah, I understand. They don't have the small child-sized football with the year on it anymore. And they stopped that about 5 years ago. I have, for my youngest child, 12 years of that football. The year that he was born, all the way, all of them, they were around the top of his room, and then they stopped making the football. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I haven't seen a
It-
football. I don't think
There's
I've
no
seen a
football.
football in 5 years.
They've not made the football. I stopped
Yeah.
looking. There
They
is
have the
some other cool
baseball.
merchandise.
They absolutely have the baseball.
The baseball, yes. The footballs, no.
Yeah.
The Mickey and Minnie plush. You got
Yep.
you name it here. It's all
It's
here.
all
Dude.
there. It's the hats. I mean, I'm not kidding. That's the collection. That's what you can buy. What's great is they do have the pressed penny books. They have the quarter books.
Oh,
They have the silver dollar books. Like they have everything that says 2025. It's a good look. I love the colors. I like dark blue. If you ever see me in the parks, I normally have like dark blue on.
sure.
So
Yeah. It fits right there. The most
yeah.
magical place on earth, 2025, Walt Disney
Mm.
World. Now, this is the Mario jump that you talked about. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Yep.
And it also makes me wonder if there's an equivalent of this that says the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, that is exactly the same logo, 2025 Mickey Mouse. I'm
Right.
wondering.
Oh,
Typically there
Disneyland?
is.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I had to say the happiest place on earth instead of the most magical, and it would
Yeah.
be Disneyland instead
Yeah,
of.
and you can go like if you're looking for some of this. I mean, obviously, it's considered the Disney Parks 2025 collection.
Right.
But you can go on DisneyStore.com, and it
Yep.
is there.
It'll be there.
Not all of it, but the majority of the shirts and the ornaments and stuff. But
Was
yeah, and you
there
can find
a
the
men's
Disneyland.
button down this year, Greg, that you saw that
Yes.
was 2025 that looked better than that hideous thing they did for 2024?
I have it right here, and I didn't share it with you, but
If I pulled this out, would you share? Can I see and give you a reaction?
let's see if I can do that. It's only up in my hold on. So let me go to
That's all right.
here.
If you don't have it, that's fine.
No,
but
no, no.
know
I
that
have it. I
wasn't
just
there.
got to go to my.
The 2024 version is probably one of the first ones that I was like, no.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like I'm not.
And
gonna
then
get
hold
that
on.
one
There's the front and there's the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. Nice try. Nice try, Disney World. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. So
Let's move on to
I did take the picture for you. I just didn't want to disappoint you.
I know that. I'm looking for. Come on, I want something. This is cool. Look at this. This shirt I got on. This is it's snow globes with Star Wars characters in it. This is the coolest anywhere. I love. That's what I want. Something like that. Come on.
Those
dude.
and I would, I was talking to somebody today. I was talking to Holly today, and that's the whole thing with Roosevelt and everything. It's like a whole bunch of stuff on there. It's just big pattern. It's pattern.
Yeah.
I want something that's individual. It's like I want Vader's helmet across the whole back of the shirt, and that's it.
I understand. Yeah. I completely get it. All right, let's move on here because you found some more merchandise. I'm not sure.
Merchandising.
This is the bride and groom baseball cap with Mickey ears and Mickey Mouse ears. Bride and groom. Okay.
Yes, it certainly is.
Vera
Wang.
The thing that struck me here were the prices that I left in the picture purposefully.
That's why I did it. I left the prices in there because even I went, no. Between those two, Sam, and I'm not even kidding you, my friend, I have been married for 20 years now.
Okay.
We spent less than those two on our wedding. The whole wedding.
I understand. So the baseball cap with Mickey ears and a bow for the groom is $250. $250, and the Mickey ears, which I don't know what those are, but $550. So those two
they
together,
are crystals and bows, and they are gemmed and bejeweled, and they say Vera Wang. And because they say Vera Wang, add a few $100.
What Vera Wang is. I get it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Now I get it. And
that's the most I ever want to talk about Vera Wang in my life.
Then move on, because let's talk about Kate Spade.
Here's another one that I hate talking about. All right, Kate Spade. Another one that cost $1 million.
Well, these don't look too bad, though. This is the Kate Spade Tinkerbell collection, is what I'm going to call it.
Sure.
Black bag with Tinkerbell, sort of kicking some pixie dust. I sort of like it. Sure, why not? I don't see the prices here.
You don't want the prices.
I don't. Okay,
no.
I'm gonna wait.
Because you have your Doonies. Wait, no, you have your Vera Wang and Dooney together with the with the Kate Spade stuff.
Okay.
And then you have Stony Clover below that, and then you have Loungefly.
Right.
So
Right.
Loungefly starts at $90 in the parks now, and then just go up from there.
Wow. That's crazy.
So these are Dooney and higher prices. Yeah, I mean, it might as well say Coach on it.
Well, I think you can get those at Springs, right? In their Coach store at Springs.
Yeah, and Coach sells them here once in a while, but this is a Vera Wang collection.
Where were these
sorry,
images
Kate Spade.
taken? Where did you
say
take
that again?
Where were these images taken?
This is at Uptown Jewelers on Main Street, USA,
Main Street.
Magic Kingdom.
Got it. That makes sense. It's where that used to be the Dooney store. That's where we would go to find the latest Dooney versions, and now they're just expanding out. There's not as many as
just replaced. They still have Doonies. They now have. It's just here's the big fashionable collection. So today dropped the Stony Clover stuff, and I don't know if it made it into Magic Kingdom, but if it was out, it would be in the Uptown Jewelers.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, continuing on in our conversation of Magic Kingdom,
right?
Backed by Big Thunder, which we talked about, it going down starting January the 6th. It looks like they're getting ready to move some things around Big Thunder. What would you call this extra large piece of equipment?
Compensation.
See, I just saw a crane.
Dude, you see a crane. I see Disney Imagineers compensating for something.
Now, we know that Big Thunder Mountain is going down for a year. We know that they're getting ready for the major expansion coming to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom.
Right.
That is preparing for the Cars and for Villains Land.
Right.
You and I have speculated because we know that they're going to be filling in the rivers of America, and that's going to become the Cars. I'm forgetting the name of the attraction.
Cars themed.
The Cars themes. I wanted to say Jamboree, but that's the Country Bears. That's different.
Yeah. It's like the Cars theme land, but the car Rally Racers type.
Rally Racers. That's it. Thank you. It's a Cars Rally Racer. This is telling me, are we getting new track? Are they going to be moving track? Clearly, they're going to be moving a lot of big things to have this back there right next to Big Thunder.
What you don't see and what you're not going to see is this crane is meant to go over Rivers of America in the back section.
Yes.
So they are cleared out a lot of land back there and have put a lot of construction equipment that they are going to be working. And this crane is going to go over the water and bring everything in and out.
Well, over the water and over the train track, Greg. This is on the outside of the train track, right?
Yep. Yeah. I'm not kidding, Sam. Massive.
I mean, you can see it here that this looks
you can
like
see it from TTC.
It appears to be able to pick things up on the outside berm road that goes around Magic Kingdom and set it on Tom Sawyer's Island. That's how big
pretty much it probably could reach Tom Sawyer, no issues. So I wrote it the other day. Look, I think they may, I can't tell you for sure, but it is definitely a major overhaul, and the track condition and the tracks are number one. Are we going to get a dynamite scene like we have at Disneyland?
Oh, I hope so.
Who knows? That would be wonderful.
Yes.
Just don't touch my goats. I like my goats.
Yeah, I agree. I have no problem with that. I'd love to see the dynamite scene. If they're going to change track, that's fine. There were some thoughts of, are they going to change the way the track goes? I don't think they're going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that.
I don't think so. I do think that the stonework, the rock work that is Big Thunder is going to roll right into what is currently Big Thunder, or what is currently the water, because that's going to roll right into this Cars Road Rally or whatever they're calling the thing.
And the other thing is they need a pathway to get to Villains Land.
They do. And whether that's here or whether that's over by Haunted Mansion, we're not sure, but yes.
Somewhere over a rainbow.
So I love this picture. That is Big Thunder and a rainbow connecting the crane to Big Thunder. So maybe the crane is there to find the treasure.
Did I send you my Magic Kingdom rainbow shot? The other one? because
you may have, but I did not
I
put it in
missed
here.
the most. Look, it's Florida, right? You're going to get a rainbow once in a while.
Yeah,
I
it
missed
rained.
the most perfect shot by 6 seconds. I'm on the hub,
You
and
missed
all of
it
a
by
sudden,
6 seconds.
yeah, I see out of the corner of my eye a beautiful, bright, vibrant rainbow. And I'm like, oh, that would look great with the castle and
Sure.
the partner statue of Walt and Mickey. And I'm going to run over to get it. And I'm like, click, 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 click. And by the time I get over to the partner statue to get the castle lined up, it went away.
Oh,
And I was like, in 6 seconds, I lost the perfect. It still looked great. This still looks amazing, but I lost the perfect shot.
I get it. Now, what I see in this picture of Big Thunder Mountain is a 10-minute standby line, my friend. Was this early in the morning or when was this?
Yeah, of course, man. I know.
Really?
9 a.m. I am in the park, no matter what park. No. And nothing for nothing. So this is after I did a whole bunch of other stuff. Big Thunder did not open up in the morning at 9 a.m. It opened at like 10:15.
Okay.
So I just happened to be going over there to get pictures of the crane, and it opened.
Understood.
So I was like, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to go
ride.
get a kidney stone removed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's great. For the rest of the day, my neck hurt.
I
Not even kidding.
I can understand that. All right, new merchandise dropped as well.
More merchandising,
dude. Well, more merchandising. This is the cherry collection. It looks to be, but this reminded me of the Disney Eats collection that happened every month of this past year. I don't recall what December ended up being, but are we finally beyond that now? Are we done with the Disney Eats stuff?
So Disney Eats, the last one was s'mores, something like that.
I don't remember.
Gingerbread. I know. It's just, it needed to end. It was too many months.
It was too many months in the year, and I think the same for the Stitch stuff.
So this is considered holidays/Valentine's Day, and this is Valentine Day. This is from Her Universe, which is Ashley Eckstein had started that company and sold it to Hot Topic. She is still a spokesperson and a designer for Her Universe.
Understood.
So they designed, it's called the Minnie Mouse Icon Cherries Collection. And it's cardigans, it's sweaters, it's more sweaters, it's gingham sweaters, it's button-up sweaters. It's for the cooler early January into spring wear down here. Because you don't really need much more than that most days.
Right. I understand. But
it is available also Disney Store, but this was over at the Emporium, and I saw a piece over Creation Shop.
Okay, cool. Yeah. New merch. Sure. Why not?
New merch. Merchandising.
New merchandise. All right. Let's segue over to EPCOT and the Festival of the Arts, which is coming. Now, I want to start this with a couple of things because you and I had been.
I know where we're going. I know exactly where we're going.
And I should have grabbed that concept art. Where is the big figment that's going to be in the middle of Communicore Hall? Can't wait to see this guy. He looks awesome. Yeah, we learned yesterday, maybe, that Walt Disney World will be having a special display inside of Communicore Hall celebrating the Disney on Broadway 30th anniversary.
We certainly are, Sam. We certainly are.
So inside of Communicore Hall will be a display of props and items from Disney on Broadway. There's some concept art of it. I see an Aladdin lamp. I see a mask from Lion King. I see the Lion King stilt walker giraffe. And Greg, you and I both did the same thing and went back to our pictures from the D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event and thought, oh, that's the same stuff they had on display in the Expo Hall.
Exactly the same stuff. And you know what? Well, to me, I'm cool with this.
I'm good with it too. Good. Look,
but cool. here's, and I'm trying not to go too negative, but my whole fault with Communicore Hall is it's been a letdown every single time.
Yeah.
It seems like an answer that wasn't really needed. What we needed was Communicore Hall to be something different and special, like the artwork we originally got with Figment and Festival of the Arts. This seems like it should have been in American Adventure Pavilion. except
in
it's
that
filled
side
with
thing.
the George
You're right.
Bush
You're
stuff.
exactly right. You're
So it's
exactly
like they just moved it over there and went, oh, we need space to fill over Communicore Hall. It doesn't seem like they made something special or specific for Communicore Hall. And that's my problem. Am I happy about seeing this? 100%. But have you and I seen this? Absolutely have, out at D23. But it's for those people who didn't see D23.
It is.
It's a great tie-in. We have the Disney on Broadway concert series. We have those actors who wear these costumes are going to be performing on the stage, and you can do the dining package. But this is brilliant, and I'm happy to see this. This should be in World Showplace.
It should be in World Showplace, or it should be in that little off the side of American Adventure little area back there.
It 100%. It should
now
be
there's
together.
A couple things jumped out to me in looking at this. Number one, this looks like we're inside of Communicore Hall, looking towards Communicore Plaza. Like the curtains are hanging on the walls so that it just looked like purple. And you see the windows, and it looks like directly behind that giraffe is the door, but they have something over the door in this context.
Right.
That's what I see when I look at this. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah. And then you see the Lion King mask. You see baby Simba that they hold up in the musical itself on Broadway. You can see the Zazu puppet. You can see Genie's lamp. You can see the outfits of Genie, Aladdin. And so, I hope.
Here's the other thing I noticed, and I think the Imagineers may have learned something. At the D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event, these masks were sitting out, but look, you could reach over and touch it if you wanted to. Of course, nobody did because
nobody did. We all have respect. They're not going to do that at EPCOT.
That's what I'm saying. After the Muppet thing, clearly it's behind glass inside.
You notice there's walls up so you can't touch anything. Thanks, Muppets.
That's exactly what I thought of, Greg.
What you're not seeing here, and let's be honest, what you're not seeing is they said that they were going to have Aladdin, Mary Poppins, Beauty and the Beast, and what's the other one? I'm forgetting the other. Frozen are all going to be a part of this. So it looks like they may have 3 different sections or 4 different sections of the Disney. And you know what I'm hoping for, Sam? As a Broadway fan, I have really been looking forward to Hercules coming to a Broadway show. Oh, yeah. It is playing in Germany right now. It may have moved over to Britain, but it played one time in Jersey. It played one time in Central Park. Hercules is coming to Broadway. I hope we get some of the costumes and stuff.
Yeah. So these are the costumes that were on display at the Ultimate Fan Event.
Yeah, and we're getting
again, there's Aladdin's lamp right there. You could have reached over and grabbed it if you wanted to. And Aladdin's lamp is inside of a glass protective thing.
Again, thanks, small child at the Muppets.
Yes.
Look, they're going to imagine going to D23 and it's behind glass. You would be like, what is this? We are at the Muppets.
Think about it. I get it. I mean, over at Sam's Disney Diary, you'll find a Michael James Scott, one of the things that he did on that stage that we're looking at now, which was the small thing at Expo.
Yes. And you know what? I'm happy that is coming here because that was a very well done. But here's the thing. Are we going to get the panels like we got over D20? Like, here's how the artwork was. Here's how we put together. That would add to it more than I think just having just the props.
No, you're just going to have the props and a walkthrough, like the concept art showed here. There's a couple of things. Hey, this is from this. This is from that. This is the mask from the Lion King. Thank you. Have a great day. Move on through to the new stand, which now I'm forgetting because I was so focused on this piece of the 5 new things coming to the Festival of Arts. One of them was the name of the food booth that's just outside in Communicore Plaza, and I forget. And this also makes me wonder, I assume that the food kiosk will be opened inside of Communicore Hall, which is currently prototype Cookies of Tomorrow.
What do they call it? Communicore Plaza is going to have what is it called? Yeah, the new bites.
There's a name somewhere.
There was a name. So I'm looking at it right now and I don't see where it says the name.
Right.
It just says Plaza. The foodie guide's due out any day. That's pretty much what it says.
It's coming. All right. Speaking of Disney on Broadway, makes me think Lion King. Lion King makes me think Mufasa. Last we spoke, you, my friend, were headed down to the AMC Theater for an event to see Mufasa, which has not come to theaters yet. I think tomorrow you can get some sneak peeks, and the 20th is its first day in theaters. This weekend, Mufasa is coming to a theater too.
Yeah, it's Mufasa, all right. So we went to AMC, like, I feel like I lived there. We went and saw White Christmas the other day. Part of Fathom Events.
Very
Holly
cool.
and I had a date night out over there.
That's wonderful.
It was. And then we got to see part of D23. We got to see Mufasa, the Lion King premiere at and yeah. I didn't. Okay, so I took, and I'm not going to review it hardcore here, but I will say the music is insufferable. Lin-Manuel Miranda is known as a hit maker. Hamilton, In the Heights, Moana. He performed in Mary Poppins Returns. Like, he didn't. His music writing is so good. And Moana 2, the music kind of suffered because he was not the writer of the music. And yet he went over to Mufasa. What he should have done is just stayed at Moana 2 and not touched Mufasa. The story is brilliant. Okay. And if I want a Zack Snyder's director's cut of Mufasa that takes out just all the music.
How long is this movie?
2 hours, my friend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And look, it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It's a quick thing. It's the Lion King. The other thing I will say is I can hear in my head already that people are going to say that it's violence, that it is over the top. Kids aren't going to be able to understand the violence. But then you think back to the original Lion King, and there was death and violence in the Lion King.
Sure, there was. There was a stampede. I mean, yeah.
Mufasa, he dies in it. They literally kill Mufasa. Yeah.
Well, that's a classic Disney storytelling element, though. I mean,
it's to me, this was classic Disney storytelling. And the first 7 minutes, I was into. I was like, "This is great. The scenery was beautiful. The voice acting was great." And then the first song started, and I went, "Oh no!" And it sucked me right out of the movie. And then I would get back into the story and be a part of it. And then the song would start and I'd be like, oh gosh. So,
okay. All right. So it is what it is.
Here's the best way of putting it. If you're a Broadway fan, you're going to love this because it sounds like a Broadway musical. It doesn't sound like The Lion King, and it doesn't sound like African music.
Okay. Don't take the little ones I'm seeing in the chat.
So I got to go see it with our friends, the Main Street Mouse, Scott and Michelle.
Yes.
And Michelle and I, at the end, I pulled the camera out. I was like, we're going to review this right now. And Michelle, she's a very protective mother. She's a mom. And she was just like, don't take the babies. Don't bring the kids. It's violent. Don't save the babies. It's like, that's all I can think of is don't take the babies.
For me, this movie, much like Disney's next movie, is not on my radar at all. Moana 2, I do want to see, and I didn't get to see it in the theaters. I will see it.
Yeah.
I just have no interest in just doesn't do anything.
Look, this again, storytelling on this is phenomenal. It is The Lion King. And it's the story of Mufasa. This movie is made for the people who went and saw the original Lion King 30 years ago, and we finally get some backstory, and it's a great story. And then and you're right. I don't know who's going to go see this. I think it's going to make $1 billion. I think it's going to do really well because overseas, this is a massive franchise.
And that's awesome. And I get that. And I don't know what else came out. Or what else is coming out this weekend? I have no idea. I don't know.
Yes.
Nothing.
2 other things is coming out this weekend, and I can't think of them off the top of my head.
All right.
But this is, by the way, I'll end the Disney Studios thing on this. Disney Studios came back this year and is the only studio to have made $2 billion at the box office.
That's wonderful. That's getting back to pre-COVID stuff, man. I love it.
And then if you look at the next 2 years, I guarantee you they make 2 billion and then 3 billion.
Got it.
Because you see the lineup of what they have coming out. Disney Studios is strong. Some of this is formulaic. Some of it is over the top great. Inside Out 2, amazing. Moana 2,
Right.
meh. Mufasa, great storytelling, horrible music. Look, Disney just keeps hitting these out of the park, and somebody out there is going to like all of this stuff.
Absolutely, Greg. That's exactly right. And when I say it's not on my radar, it's just not on my personal radar. There are lots and lots and lots of people that are going to pay money to go see this, and it's going to show up in the box office, and that's awesome.
Yep.
If there's one thing I do love, Greg, it's a hidden scavenger hunt at EPCOT.
Yeah.
And I think you found one, my friend, that I had no idea about, or this is new this year, or you tell me what happened here. But there is a 12 Days of Christmas unofficial scavenger hunt in the United Kingdom. Tell me about this.
So I had heard about this on day one of Festival of the Holidays, but they only had day one out. They only had a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh.
So I waited 12 days to go see it all. And I have to admit, when I went over there, I had no clue what I was looking for.
Right.
I just knew the rumors of there's a scavenger hunt in the UK pavilion. So I go to a cast member at the register and I was like, listen, is there a booklet or something for the scavenger hunt?
No.
And she's like, no. I was like, oh, well, what am I looking for? And she looked at me like I was a simple man, Scott. And I was like, what is she? And she literally is kind of like turning her head. And I noticed behind her, after my dim-wittedness, and there behind her is 5 golden rings. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is what this is about. This is a really hidden scavenger hunt. You have to know what you are looking for. And so this cast member, by the way, one of the nicest cast members ever, I made sure to do a cast compliment. She took me around to every store and we hunted them together. So I got to hang out with cast members because they were so into it. Like they didn't know where the 12th day was because it just come out overnight.
So this is all over the United Kingdom. This isn't in one store.
No, this is in the store area. Okay. So where the shops
in the shopping area. So it's not in the Rose and Crown. It's not, it's in the shopping area. Yeah. It's essentially where the DuckTales thing is happening. It's back.
Correct. So it doesn't matter if it's the Tin Soldier, where Winnie the Pooh is meeting and greeting, over at the Queen's table. So it's in all of those. And here's the trick. And I gave it all away, but if you read the article, you have to scroll down a lot. I made sure to give warnings for people.
I only have some of the images here. I did not take all of them.
Right. So you have to either know that this is going on and know these small little details to look for, or you have to follow the guide. And following the guide seems to be helping people, because this is not like, look, you're looking at a window. At some point, these can be on outside facade windows. This could be in a small cage. Sam, I love Disney Imagineering and the shop workers, and I don't know how they figured out how to make 3 French hens look so French. And I was like, that is one of the most impressive things. Like so those
let's talk
French
about
hens.
A couple of these. You have what are we looking at the top left here?
That is the 12 drummers drumming.
Okay.
And below it is 11 pipers piping. But that is on a bookshelf and it looks like books. So you wouldn't know to look for that. There's your 5 golden rings. There's your 3 French hens. Or not 3 French. There's your 3
That's
French
the calling birds.
Yes. 4 calling birds.
4 calling birds. This is a close-up of the 3 French.
Dude, how great is that? They truly look French. I was like, come on, man. It's Disney magic right there. And then you have your 2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves. And you would never notice, you might, but if it was the first day, a partridge in a pear tree.
Truly, there is a partridge in a pear tree.
There is. And if they were doing them backwards and that just came out as a prop, who would have known that's what that was going to be?
I'm telling you, it was not easy. But I think that's good. I think Disney, like going to find Olaf, we all know where generally they're going to be on any of these scavenger hunts. We know where we're going to find Figment's artworks. This was magical because it's not advertised anywhere. No one knows about it.
Beaver that used to be in Canada. That's not
right
anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, he's not there. He's gone.
He's
speaking of Canada,
yeah,
there may be a store reopening there.
Oh, that's awesome. Maybe we'll get some images of that soon. All right. I got, we only got a few minutes left, just a couple things that I wanted to talk about. But this next one, I'm just going to throw it out here, the image. I'm going to let you go on it. Holly and Rory, I want to know what he's going to say about this. But huge news, Bluey the movie.
Greg. Dude. So, Sam, you were with me at D23.
I was
in line.
When you had, Sam, you got to come with me. I got this pass. We're going to be the first. We're going to be the first. Come on. We got to go to the Disney Plus tent. That's what I went.
And you went, and we got to meet Bluey and Bingo. And I lost my mind. As an adult, I probably looked like the most man baby in the world. I lost my crap talking to Bluey and Bingo. I danced with them. They took pictures with me. I had a great time. Listen, this is good and bad news. Let's throw this out there.
This is 2027. We're expecting this.
Yes, but there's bad news that goes along with this. So it's two things. They have announced officially, in collaboration with Walt Disney Studios and the Walt Disney Company, along with the BBC and Australia One, I believe it is, they are making a Bluey movie that is coming to theaters and the big screen, distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. 2027. Now, which is amazing. It's great. I can't wait to see Bluey on the big screen. I didn't know he was going to join Avatar, and James Cameron is going to direct this, and blue people and blue dogs and the healers. It's great. It's the crossover we've all wanted. No. But here's the sad part, and this is what a lot of people missed. Joe Brum, who is the creator of Bluey, went back on his Instagram a few hours after announcing this and said, listen, I am stepping away from the Bluey TV series. The last episode I did is supposed to be what I consider my finale. So if I never come back to Bluey TV series, that is the show's finale. So, according to that and how it read, it appears that we will have no more Bluey TV series anymore. The 3 seasons we have are it, along with the minisodes that are out on Disney Plus. The creator and the head person has stepped away. He's going to focus on this movie, and that's it. He is no longer part of the TV show.
So, a couple of things.
Yeah.
One, money changes everything. We'll just leave that there.
I think he's made it.
And it might not matter. You and I speculated after seeing Bluey at the Ultimate Fan event that why isn't Bluey in the parks? And after you just described this scenario where Bluey is BBC and Australia One distributed by Disney, who has the rights to that character, and why hasn't it already appeared inside of a Disney park? Is this another Sony weird thing? What's any idea?
So this one's hard. So Australia One, I do believe it is the owners, and the creator is Joe Brum. So he's the owner, and it is the main ones are out of Australia. This show was in Australia for a while before. Then it hit BBC. BBC became the worldwide distributor of it, right?
Okay.
And then Disney came on 3 years ago and signed on with them as the American distributor and took over some of the distributions. So Disney, I don't think, because it's on Disney Junior and Disney Channel, obviously that is the American distribution of it, but because it's on Disney Plus, it's worldwide distribution. So there's a deal with BBC on that. But then it goes back to Australia One, who is the actual showrunners. And that, I think, is the sticky point, because they want to have Bluey seen by everyone, right? So you have seen Bluey at different theme parks and pop up in different events. I think when you work with Disney, it's an exclusivity thing. Like Bluey will only appear in our parks. And I don't think that's what they want. Does that change things in the future? I think that's going to change. I think we are going to end up with Bluey in the parks, and I think Disney is willing to spend bank on it.
And that could happen. So we'll wait and see. More to come. Bluey the movie on the way.
Yeah.
One other interesting article I found over there at Fantasyland News had to do with Marvel's What If.
News of the week to me, my friend.
Tell me.
Howard the Duck. Those 3 words, for those who are not in the know, I am going to say and go out on the limb and say Howard the Duck was the first Marvel movie ever made. It is the worst movie ever. It is horrific, and it's one of my absolute favorites. So I'm bagging on one of my favorite movies. The movie makes no sense, but Howard the Duck in the comics is not this foul-mouthed, funny like what you see in the movie. No, Howard the Duck is great. He's a superhero. He's amazing. He's my favorite Marvel character, and this goes back from before Marvel was a thing.
Right.
But so he's appeared in like a small scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, or he appeared in a window during Avengers Endgame. Like, then he appeared in What If for about a minute in season 1.
Okay.
Now, for the first time ever, What If season 3, we get a Howard the Duck full-on episode
on Christmas Day of all days.
Oh. And the angels were heard on high.
So, all right, Howard the Duck coming Christmas Day. We'll talk a little more about
the whole What If, the whole series. So this is the finale of the series, right? It's 3 seasons. This is the ending of What If in this form. Like, they're going to bring back What If in the future. They always do. What If is still going on as the comic books. Like, but yeah, what if the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers?
Right.
Agatha went to Hollywood. The Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier. Howard the Duck got hitched. The Emergents destroyed the Earth. 1872, and then the Watcher disappears, and then the finale is called What If.
What if? What if?
What if? I love this show, man. I'm out of the Marvel movie thing. I'm onto the cartoons and stuff. What if?
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's move on to, we're wrapping up another show, so it's got to be another set of Muppet magnets. And this week it's the Muppet Tomato, number 17 of 70.
Yeah, that's great.
Muppet Tomato?
Muppet Tomato. Okay. Does that mean we're going to get the rest of the fruit?
I don't know. Well, I first thought
the rest of the vegetables. They don't like to be called fruit. I forgot from the episode. They hate fruit. They love being vegetables. But I want to see the cauliflower. I want to see the corn stalk, the tomato. Like, this is such a, again, look at it. Go back. See New Zealand, Pops, Wayne and Wanda, like the Muppet Tomato of all things. Like, they show up in Muppets Christmas Carol. They're on the Muppet Show all of the time. I don't know. I love this whole thing. So Friday, the new one comes out, and I will go pick up both.
Yeah, I'm hoping for something Christmas themed this week.
Did you see, though, part of that post? The Muppets came out and said, listen, y'all have been sending in some really great artwork and crafts. Make sure you tag us and send it in, and we will feature it for you. So if you are creative and want to create a magnet or something, you got to go over there and check out that the Muppets whole thing is going on. It's great.
I'd love it. Dude, it is. We have another week of Lego in the book, dude. So I got an Imperial shuttle. I got some other things. I got, I think this is an Imperial class. Not Imperial class. This is a Jedi cruiser, another type of cruiser. Not sure what this one is, but we also have a clone trooper.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think we hit the algorithm, Sam. I think we hit the algorithm finally. Look at how many people finally started watching.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Look at
he's in his holiday outfit.
I got Luke Skywalker in his holiday outfit. I also have in here, dude, they sent me wrong for once here. This is a Y-wing.
Yeah.
This was today's, and it's the exact same as day number 6. So I did not get day number 18, but the Lego people said, no problem, we'll send you one. So that's awesome.
Oh, so I want to make a shout out.
Do it.
So Mama Goo is here, and Goo to you, my friends Matt and Goo.
Yes,
They run a channel
I
called
am
Goo to
familiar
You.
with them.
Those guys, I've seen them from the day they started here at Walt Disney World, and they live stream. They have a massive community. Not only do they have a massive community, they have a great community.
Yeah.
And it's head by their Mama Goo, is their mom. Straight up, it's their mom, and then their father is part of the whole thing. And I know those guys, I have nothing but respect for. I don't know why I look down. I look down. I look at them like they're my kids because they're that age. It's like, but I love talking to Goo and Matt.
I know who you're talking about. You've introduced me to them multiple times. Thanks for being here.
Yep.
We love you guys. Thank you.
I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the whole family. Thank you guys so much. It's just the best people ever. Sam, what else do we got going on? Hey, it is the end of 2024.
It is.
You are coming down here to Disney World on.
I am, but I think what we need to talk about. Look, you and I are here every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night at 9. Next Wednesday night happens to be Christmas Day. We will not be around for a show. And there are too many things happening the few days before Christmas. We will, however, be looking for What If, Howard the Duck. We will be watching the Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade. We have a basketball game on Main Street that we can watch.
5 basketball games.
All on Main Street USA via Disney Plus. There's a whole... There's a ton.
That'd be great if they actually had a game of like an NBA game on Main Street USA Christmas Day. Like I would buy a ticket for that.
I don't know how, but they're doing it digitally. But that said, Greg, the week after the 25th is January the 1st.
It is. Happy New Year on that day.
Happy New Year on that day. I will be in the parks. Well, I will be outside of the parks because they would have closed, but I think you and I may be together. There's a possibility that 2 weeks from now, we'll be together from Walt Disney World talking about the new year and maybe even recapping some of our favorite things from 2024.
Hey, I think we got to do the big year-end recap. I know I'm trying to get these words out right. End of year recap that we have to do because 2024 was... there's some absolute amazing things that we did this year. D23, and I want to go back and relive D23 again. Ride openings, Communicore Hall. There's just so many media events that we've all been to and we've experienced so much and we're so grateful for. So I think we may do something like that. Until then, thank you all so much for stopping in. Thank you, the Goo to you and the whole Goo community and Mama Goo. I want to say thank you to Sam. Sam, I'm not going to see you, and it's going to be Christmas next week. So I want to say Merry Christmas to you and to your whole family. I enjoy doing the show every year with you. We have a great time. We laugh, and I love when you come down here. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family. And then on other than that, you can get samsdisneydiary.com, Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube, Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram. You can always get me at fantasylandnews.com, Fantasyland News blog on Instagram. And of course, Fantasyland News is where you're watching right now, along with Sam's Disney Diary. So I appreciate it. And I'm going to say, end of line.
Congaloosh to all of you watching. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks back right here. Happy holidays to you, Greg, and your family as well. Holly, Rory, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.